Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Judith, and if you're new here, I make videos all about the behind the scenes of the candle business. And if you're an OG, welcome back. So today I'm doing a 6-month update on this big guy right here, my wax melter. So if you watched my previous video, I'll link it down below. And actually I'll probably link quite a few, which led me to buy this big jumbo wax melter right here. It was a whole debacle. My wax melter, we moved, it broke. I got a replacement, that broke, it exploded, there was wax everywhere. It was a hot mess. I'll link the series down below so you guys can catch up and watch it. But today I'm giving you guys an update on my 65-pound wax melter. Okay, so it's been exactly 6 months since I purchased my wax melter. It's a stainless steel 65-pound wax melter. So I absolutely love this thing. I don't know what held me back from buying it. Yeah, I have no words. I don't know why I didn't buy it sooner, because if you knew the type of wax melter I was using before this, and I'll try to find a photo of it and insert it here, I think it held about 45 to 50 pounds and it was great. I loved it. I probably would have still been using it to this day if it never would have imploded. It was one of the, what was it? It was like a canning pot, actually. It wasn't really a wax melter. It was one of those things where someone like hacked it to make it a wax melter. And it's perfectly fine if you're still using it. I love it, I recommend it. But the one that I had, I think I had it for about 2 years until it broke. Then I bought another one from the same seller. I got it on eBay. That one lasted me maybe a couple of months before I started noticing something was going on and something was wrong with it. And I think the metal wiring below it ended up crapping out and it burnt, and that was a whole hot mess. So I bought a third one. We moved from Long Island to this apartment here in Queens, New York. And during the move, the movers broke it, which I did get a refund from the moving company, thank you God. But once I got that money, I was like, that's it. I'm committing and I'm buying the big boy. This one is about, actually, let me see how much money it is. Okay, I'm back. I had to check the price. So this one will run you about $1,355.72. It's from Candle Science. I highly, highly recommend it. If you are at the stage within your company where you're producing high volume, you have a lot of wholesale customers and you need to produce high volumes of candles or whatever else you can mix in there, definitely recommend. Yes, the pot is expensive and it's scary coughing up that type of money up front, but I highly recommend it because when you buy something cheap, you end up paying for it in the long run. I paid about $300 for my smaller wax melter and I had 3 within my lifetime. That's 369, that's $900 that I could have went ahead and put towards this purchase had I gotten it from the beginning. And can I tell you how this wax melter has made my life so easy. I get an entire box of wax, which is about like 45 pounds or 50 pounds of wax. It fits right in here because this holds 65 pounds of wax. Dump the entire box in there. I don't have an extra box lying around or whatever. I can put the rest of my boxes of wax in storage in the basement. That's where it is. And my production has tripled just from this wax melter. It takes about an hour to heat up the wax if it's filled up to the top. If it's halfway, it's gonna melt the wax within like 30-20 minutes. It's so good. I love it. It does cause a bit of a splash. So underneath my wax melter, I have a wooden table with my scale and this little catch right underneath it so that it can catch any wax dripping from here, because they do tell you that it doesn't drip as much, and it doesn't really, but you do have quite a bit of wax that within time it's going to drip. And this is everything that I've accumulated. Can it even focus on this? That's all the wax for the past 6 months that's just been dropping and accumulating into this little tin here. I have it right underneath it. So the melted wax does pour out of here very forcefully. You can see by all the splashings that I have on the table. So this faucet is extremely powerful. I recommend definitely having something on the floor to protect it. And you can see by all the wax that I have here and the splashings that's on the wax melter itself, it does spill and get very messy. So some people have gone to like a Home Depot or a Lowe's and you can get some sort of piping to help funnel the wax into a smoother stream. I haven't done that. I don't know why, but I just haven't done it. If you don't like seeing a mess like this all over your wax and stuff stuff like that, then I highly recommend doing it. But I absolutely love my wax melter. I think it's the best investment that I've made for my company. Production has tripled. I love this thing. I just love it. Thing I will warn you about this wax melter is that if you have it plugged into an outlet, definitely let this be the only device that's plugged into that outlet and being used at the same time, because it will have you short circuit a fuse, especially for myself where my studio is in my apartment. I have this directly connected to a 3-prong outlet, and it's the only thing that's on there. So if I do need to use my heat gun, I'll unplug the wax melter and plug in the heat gun and then use it. I'll never have both of them on and plugged into the same outlet at the same time, unless of course my heat gun is plugged into a different extension cord, because it definitely will short circuit your fuse box. I will say that when I first unboxed it, I thought it was a lot bigger because it looks huge on camera, and it definitely is a lot smaller than what I expected. I don't know if you guys can see the same thing that I'm seeing, but for me, it doesn't look as big as I envisioned it, because I have another friend who has her own candle company and she has one of these. For some reason, hers just looked ginormous. So I just wanted to show you how to turn this on. So here you have 2 heating sections. This one controls the top portion of the wax melter, and the bottom box controls the bottom portion. So you can never turn on the bottom without having the top turned on. So you always have to turn both of them on. So you would turn it on like this. These lights would turn on. It's not gonna turn on now because I don't have it plugged in. You put it to the desired temperature and the lights would be red. Once the lights turn off the way you see them now, that indicates that the section has reached the desired temperature that you have here. So it's always gonna maintain that temperature. I have never had to increase it above 170 ever, and it melts everything very quickly. Once I know it's at 170, I kind of, especially the top section, I will lower it and keep it around 110, and then the bottom, I'll keep it around 150, and it kind of just keeps the whole thing warm. So I'll show you what my setup typically looks like. So my setup normally looks like this. I have this wooden table that I've gotten from Amazon. It's one of those, like, you know, dinner TV tables. Super cheap, and my scale, which I absolutely love. I highly recommend this for measuring your ounces, fluid ounces, grams, and like down to the 2nd and 3rd decimal of grams. It's absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend. I'll leave it linked below. It's actually in my Amazon storefront. I have a lot of things that I use within my company linked within my Amazon storefront, so I highly recommend it. So this is the way my studio is typically set up. I like to have my little scale there so that once I am pouring, I can just fit that like that. The one thing I do suggest is that when you do turn this on, this has the ability of going down all the way, but one time it actually locked and I was very scared that it wouldn't go back up for some reason, because the wax was pouring out of here so fast and it was reaching up to the top, and for some reason I couldn't move the lever. It's actually very stiff, which is good, I guess, because they don't want it to be loose and then you just have wax everywhere. That would be very bad. So I always suggest to have a little catch tray right here, because it's definitely going to leak. But all in all, I completely love my wax melter. It's something that I should have done a long time ago. What I do like about the heater is that it has a lifetime warranty on the tank itself, and then a 1-year warranty on the heating unit. So that's fantastic. I'm gonna be covered for a very long time, and so far so good. I definitely understand that if you're just starting out as a candle maker, you're not gonna shell out $1,400 for a wax melter, not even knowing whether or not if you're going to remain in business for that long, or if you even need something so big. I, for one, when I first started out with my business, I did the double boiler method, which is using the pouring pitcher inside of a pot on your stove. I did that for months, if not maybe even like the first year of my business, until my husband bought me a 10-pound Presto pot, and I was so excited, and I remember how much that doubled my productivity. And I was on cloud nine. I remember making like 10 to 20 candles all at the same time, and I was so excited about that. So I hope you guys liked this little update. It was just a quick little check-in to let you know how I'm doing with this melter. So far, so good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little check-in, just to let you know how I'm doing with my wonderful melter. It's doing good by me so far. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye.